Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Saeed TV and welcome to the Straightjacket podcast 125. And as you can see, we are sponsored by Boohoo Man. Big up to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the video. Go and get yourself 40% off using the code Saeed. You either go onto the QR code on the top of your right-hand corner, use that QR code, get 40% off, or go in the link in the description and then go on the website, use the code Saeed for 40% off. We're here, we're live, and we have got a lot to talk about. We have got Brian now, who, by the way, will be a regular on the Straightjacket podcast from Coolcast in Belgium, I believe. Big
Yes.
up to you, Brian, man. How are
Thank
you, man?
Thank you. I'm good, man. Thank you for having me in, and as again, I'm grateful to be able to come on a podcast.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We got a man like Nuruddin. Nuruddin, how are you, mate? How's the weather deceiving you? Is the weather deceiving you out there with the sunshine and a bit of cold?
Cold, mate. Cold. Not made for this. My melanin skin can't take this, mate. You can't take this no more.
Yeah.
I need spring here, man. I need summer. Summer, man.
Absolutely. I've got a man like Aaron in the building. Aaron, what are you saying, man? You good?
All good, man. Transfer deadline day is coming soon. It's tomorrow, so looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, we got a super chat earlier from Robert Sulbia. He says Chelsea owners flying to Portugal to close the Enzo deal while selling Gallagher for 45 million. That's serious business. Hate you or not, they are backing Potter. Aaron, I'm gonna come to you first, man. Listen, the what do you call it? Everyone's making business. Everyone's doing business. It's mad right now. The Cancelo news came out of nowhere. You know, obviously Enzo Fernandez, 120 million. Is it worrying times, or is it just a kind of reality that, people are spending money now because money talks, man. And if you want the best players in the world, you got to go and get it, man. It's crazy right now what's going on. Chelsea are moving mad.
Yeah, that's it, man. And I think it's just another proof that all the money's in the Premier League. You know, all the clubs in the Premier League are spending big. I think this is the highest Premier League clubs have ever spent in the January transfer window. I think it's something above 500 million, which is ridiculous, bro. Like
all Chelsea.
And most of it's been Chelsea. Exactly, most of it's been Chelsea. So, but yeah, I was shocked as well this morning when I found out about Cancelo to Bayern. But then I did a bit of digging, asked a few people left and right, and then I heard about the bust up between him and Pep at the training ground. I heard about him allegedly even squaring up to Pep, where a few players had to come and calm him down, and they were angry because he tried to square up to Pep, and then Pep was just like, yeah, that's the final straw. And Cancelo threatened to leave, and he was like, Pep was like, yeah, come, you can leave. Like, I can find another you in a minute. Do you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I was surprised as well, man. I was surprised, but yeah, it just goes to show, man. And obviously Bayern Munich, they're like literally like lions waiting to attack their prey. Do you know what I mean? As soon as they found out about Cancelo being available, they snatched at the opportunity, took him, because I think their right back situation is a bit weird. Pavard is not at his best.
Mazraoui's injured.
Mazraoui's injured. So the last game in Frankfurt, Pavard didn't even start. He was on the bench and they played some 18-year-old at right back. So that's the perfect opportunity for them, really. So yeah, they took the opportunity, they got it. Listen, transfer deadline day tomorrow. Don't be surprised to see some more crazy deals, because anything can happen.
Absolutely. Robert Solbay says Duncan Castle just reported and Benfica is set to agree 130 million deal. I am going to put the tweet up right now. And Brian, listen, 100 million. That's, for me, I'm so pissed off because I feel like this is the player that I wanted at Man United. I think he would have revolutionized our midfield. And obviously, they've gone now and they've just seized the moment, man. They've seized the moment, Brian. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's something that you want from clubs that want to act serious in the transfer market. Like, I think even with United, if we look at Caicedo right now, that might go to Arsenal. We could have got him years ago for like on a cheap buy. And even with Fernandes, he's a player where if you do your scouting properly, you would have got him earlier. But that's the thing with United. We never seem to get these players where it looks obvious. We always get the players that doesn't make sense to the club, where we have to look for players that that are going to cost a lot of money. Obviously, Enzo Fernandez is a lot of money as well. But with Chelsea, they've done great business because they're getting him. They're selling probably Gallagher to Everton for like 45 million, which is crazy as well. And it's just all these prices as well. They're just mad. It's just crazy, like 130 million. And people were complaining about Pogba years ago, but that just shows how.
At least Pogba had pedigree.
Yeah, but that just shows. It shows how the market is just changing and everything is just getting mad inflated and everyone's going for 100 million now. The fact that a player like Anthony Gordon and Gallagher go for 45 million is crazy for me. It's crazy, but that's how it goes, isn't it? For us, it's just I think we have to wait until the Glazers leave and then we can start investing into players as well. But then we have issues with FFP as well, so it's gonna be a long road for us this year, man. And then you have to say to Nuruddin as well, he was talking about it last time, like we need squad depth and Eriksen got injured now and we're all stressing now who's going to play in that midfield. So it's going to be a tough one for us.
You know, Brian says about, strengthening once the Glazers leave. Listen, man, you'll be penny pinching. You'll be in the, when you get the clearance aisle, United Nuruddin will be in the clearance aisle. But nothing wrong, by the way, with the clearance aisle because you might find some gems in there, but you're then telling United to go in that clearance aisle. Who imagine John Milton? He went to Spain. He went to bloody, other side of the world. Couldn't negotiate a deal. Like, you know what's going on here, Nuruddin? I'm being serious here. Man United need to go and get world-class negotiators. It's not even about having the money. Look at Chelsea, how quick they are to just say, you know what, bang, bang, bang. United, not only do they need new owners, you need to get rid of these Murto, you need to get rid of Richard Arnold, you need to get rid of the guys in the structure, because then, at least then, we have proper people when we do have the money to go and get it done quickly. Because Brian says it's about acting quick, not just having the money and be like, oh, you know what, we want Anthony, but we don't want him. All right, you know what, at the end of the day, we'll go buy 90 million and we overspent. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Nuruddin, what do you think, man? What do you think?
The Chelsea thing is really fascinating for me because I'm like, are they trying to, like, United scouted Gusto, a lot of teams scouted Enzo.
You wanted him as well.
I mean, yeah. So like, let's look at it. We could have had Alvarez, Enzo, and Casado, all of them for maybe 35 million.
Yeah,
all three of those players. One of them's now apparently going for 130. One is going for 70. And then the other one went for about 20-something to Man City. So it shows you, innit? Ranić, but they didn't want to listen to Ranić. All these people now like, Ranić was this, Ranić was this. Ranić was basically pushing Man United to sign Alvarez. He was pushing to sign Enzo. It is, but when I look at Chelsea, I think, are they trying to take these people off the market, these players? Chelsea have done this before. They had, if I'm not mistaken, they had like 20 youngsters on loan at different clubs. At different stages. So it's not just about quashing. It's not just about bringing players that you want. It's making sure your rivals don't get these players. Right. I mean, I look at somebody like Gusto. I'm like, if Reece James is fit, Gusto, Reece James is playing. Unless Reece James is turned into some sort of like centre-half or something like that in the long term. But I'm like, Gusto, you're going to go on to Chelsea to go and sit on the bench because you're getting more money.
Strength and depth, Nuruddin. It's not about thinking about the first team.
Strength and depth, but it's just, when I think about it, I'm like, you want to be fighting. You want to be fighting for team. And I just look at the players and think, how many are they going to get rid of them? Is Chelsea then in the summer going to be a clear out? Is it going to be a massive clear out? Right. And the other big thing is that, did Potter want all these players? You know what I mean? Are they signing these players with him in mind, or are they already agreed with somebody else? You know what I mean? And then you understand why Tuchel left now, because could you imagine that they were doing this with Tuchel there? Tuchel would be like, whoa, you know what I mean?
I don't want this man.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be mad. But in terms of Man United, listen, I'm telling you now, get ready. We're all the YouTubers now. We need to all start doing OnlyFans to get a loan.
Now we can start a GoFundMe page. Everyone putting £1.
GoFundMe, man. It ain't going to work. OnlyFans quickly, mate. We have an emergency. 24 hours OnlyFans just to get a loan to help the club out. That's what we have to do. Gosh. Because that's what the Glazers and the bankers have left us.
Yeah,
this is where we are.
Yeah. Robert says here, big up United Real Therapy as well. Go follow is always a good listen and very informative. Big up to Robert. Make sure you go do that. Sully says Glazers are doing it on purpose. This is payback for kicking him out of the club. If you don't get a midfielder, I'm worried. Aaron, do you agree with that in terms of, I don't know, man. You know what I was going to ask you? Yeah? I was having this debate, yeah. Big up Jay as well, man. And I was saying, Aaron, like, are they looking at United now as an investment? Because they're thinking, hold on a minute, United's not an investment, so why should we go, Aaron, and just pay that? Go on.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say the Enzo Fernandez deal. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
There you go. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah, but you know what is it, Aaron? No, are the Glazers looking at it thinking, no, it's not an investment, so we won't go pay that extra 20 million? Because if you're leaving, you could get the money back by, again, you're gonna get 6 billion out of the football club anyway. But it's because they don't see it as an investment, Aaron. But then again, I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, hold on a minute, they don't spend in January anyway. Like the last few seasons, they've not spent in January that much. So it's a catch-22. It's like, you want to pay the money, go and get an extra 30 million, but they don't see Man United as an investment anymore because they want to sell the club. Or how do you view it?
Yeah, obviously, if you're selling the club, then what's the point of investing in? Or if you're selling your business, what's the point in investing in that when you know you're going to be out the door in like what, a few months? So
no, but
it doesn't make sense.
Aaron, but that's what I'm saying to you. But you would get more money if the value of the club increases because the team has won trophies, the team are in the Champions League. You will get more money for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Glazers value the Glazers value Man United at what, 5-6 billion?
5 billion.
They can if they can get at least 3.5 bill out of this, they don't care if they lose a few billion.
But
they don't care.
I don't think so though, because
go on.
Because when we saw the price tag, everyone was saying like it's a little bit overpriced because the way we're doing the last few years, it wouldn't make sense for us to be sort of that high of an amount in it. Obviously, the club is big in that, but there's a lot of cost that will come to the club. Is the new owners have to buy new players, so there has to be money left for that. We probably need a new stadium. So there's a lot of things where the Glazers are thinking, why would we get another midfielder, or why we get another player if we're not going to get the amount that we want to get? Because right now we're seeing all reports like this club wants him, or I mean, these owners want them, these owners want them, but then there's nothing concrete in it. So I think the way they see it is like, I'm not going to get a player where I'm not getting the full amount of the price tag that I put on the club, and I need to spend more money on new players at a club that the fans don't want me there. The rest of the I don't know about the board, but the fans don't want me there. So why would I do them a favor? I just need to get. I just need to sell I just need to sell the club as quick as possible. But they're not going to do anything else just for us to be in a good position. Because, like you said, Saeed, they're not getting anything afterwards. So why would you do something extra for a club that doesn't want you there?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So
it's like a punishment. It's like the punishing the fans. And you see Eric Ten Hag, you heard that last quote. You heard that last quote when he's basically
as well. Yeah.
He's like, it's not up to me. The one it was up to me. I mean, just to let people know, I did a space yesterday on Twitter and we put the 4 players out. Frank Kessie on the bench, Gravenberch on the bench, Paredes on the bench, and the other guy is the Croatian guy, but I don't know if he's playing or if he's on the bench.
What's it called? Brozovic.
Brozovic.
Apparently he's been on the bench. Apparently he's not been getting game time. So there's 4 players there. We're not asking the Glazers to spend a lot of money. Just pay the wages for a 5-month loan.
Yeah.
Me, I've given up. I've given up on the Glazers getting somebody to spend money. I mean, where the rumors are, like Newcastle wants Scott McTominay for 30 million. Are you kidding me? I'm biting your hand off.
If Gallagher's 40 million, Scott McTominay must be 30 million. I don't care. Like there's similar players,
but for that money,
similar profile.
But Saeed, I'm biting your hand off, and then straight away I'm getting a player with that 30 million.
But the thing is, we can't buy players for 30 million. That's the thing. Like we're Man United, at every club we go to is like, okay, at least 60 mil. So even if we get the 30, I don't think that's why even Elanga, why he isn't leaving the club is because we can't get anyone else in that position. So if we sell McTominay for 30 million and then we're looking for another midfield, they're going to say 50. So then they're going to say we make a loss again. So I don't think that's the solution as well. I think we need to keep McTominay and, like you said, look at loan transfers. But now they're coming up with all this, but the FFP rules and we spent too much money over the years, so we can't get players. It's all excuses because they don't want to invest in the club anymore. It's just done, and you can't. As long as we don't have at least 2 new midfielders, McTominay can never leave. Even if we don't like him as well, but we need a body there, like you said. So,
absolutely, 100%. I wouldn't get rid of him just to bring, you know what I mean, not to have somebody else. But what I'm saying to you, I look around and think there are some players somewhere, and Man United, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you.
It is possible, but we don't do loans, man. One thing I don't like about this football club is that we don't do a loan with an option. Like, why is it Man United that just can't get loans with an option? Like, other big clubs have done it before. Like, let's not kid ourselves. There's big clubs where it's about loan with option, especially for a midfielder right now. I wouldn't mind a loan with an option because at the end of the day, we don't have good midfielders anyway. Like, let's be real. Like, okay, McTominay, Donny's injured. Donny's not got opportunity, but we don't do like loan with an option to buy. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, Aaron, can you explain like why in Europe most clubs they do it? Look at Bayern Munich now, option. You know what I mean? And they're gonna go buy Cancelo with 70 million. Like, we don't use it as an option to say, you know what, let's go and buy him with an option. Like, we don't do it.
Yeah, those things happen mostly. No, I'm not going to say mostly, bro, because it does happen in the Premier League. But I'm just saying we have to look at when you see the options with when you see the loan deal with options to buy, it's mostly when they want to see if that player fits in that position. And if it does work out for 6 months, then they can go, okay, cool, you know what, we're going to make this permanent, and then we'll see what happens after that. That's probably why you see the deal with Cancelo is a loan deal with an option to buy. It's still a lot of money, though, because the option to buy is 70 million euros. I heard, which is quite a lot. Sorry?
Now, do you reckon Bayern's going to spend that? Because they're not really known to be big spenders, though.
Exactly. That was going to be my next point.
Yeah.
I can see them spend that because they spent that same amount of money on the lift. So I can see them spend that. And they spent nearly the whole package was, I know the transfer itself was 60 million, but the whole package of Lucas Hernandez was close to 80 million. So I can see Bayern Munich spend that.
Okay.
I can see them do that. But it all depends on the 6 months that Cancelo's going to do at the club. But I'd like
So why can't Gravenberch come now? So the Gravenberch situation, yeah. What's the situation? You tell me.
Yeah, so Bayern need bodies, innit? They need bodies in midfield, and they want to have as many bodies as possible just in case, because you never know. But the thing is, Gravenberch is frustrated with his playing time. He's not started the game, He's not starting a lot of games. So in the pecking order, he's behind Kimmich, he's behind Goretzka, he's behind. He's even behind Sabitzer, bro, who's hard to play.
Crazy.
And Sabitzer's going to leave at the end of the season, and someone from Leipzig is going to come in, Konrad Laimer. He's coming in. So he's behind all these guys, and he's growing frustrated with his playing time. Musiala, he's behind him as well. But to be fair, Musiala, he's been sick, so you can't really fault him. So he's behind all them guys, and he's frustrated, and the club's telling him, no, you're going to stay, and you're going to fight for your place. And this is why I said that this reminds me of the Renato Sanchez situation. Remember when he was at Bayern and he was behind flipping Schweinsteiger and Müller and Kimmich, all them guys, bro. And he was like, yo, I need to play. Let me go on loan at least. And Bayern were like, nope, you're going to play. You're going to stay, and you're going to fight for your place. And ultimately, he couldn't. And then he went to Swansea. That failed. And yeah, you know the rest of the story. So I would say to Bayern Munich, like, just even a 6-month loan with no option to buy, I would be happy with that. I'll be happy because
they are rivals, Aaron. They're not our rivals.
Because at the end of the season, even if there's no option to buy, at the end of the season, you can still negotiate. You can still sit down at the table and go off what happened in those 6 months and go, okay, Gravenberch's been good. Maybe we can discuss another loan, a season-long loan, then an option to buy. Like, you can sit at the table and discuss these things, but yeah, Man United doesn't really do loan deals. I think the last loan deal that we done was like what, Iqbal?
Yeah,
Falcao, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. But like I said, deadline day, anything can happen.
But the way I see it at United is, I don't think we do loans because, let's say we're going to loan a player right now, and I don't think clubs want to loan to us because they know if they play well, they perform well, the value's going to rise again. Yeah, the value's going to rise again, and then they have to renegotiate again. So they don't want to be fixed on an amount before the transfer is really is really closed. So I think that's why clubs don't want to loan to United, because we're too big of a club where if it works out, then we can get a bigger price tag. So I think that's more of the issue with United. And I think with us, our sky is not good enough to locate these players and say, let's get him. They're going to look at Gravenberch. Yeah, it was a big talent in Holland, but he doesn't play anymore. That's how we look at. That's how United look at players. Oh, he's good, but he doesn't play at Bayern Munich, so that means he's not good enough for us. If he plays every week because we always link to the players that play a lot. We always link to the players where it's unattainable. We can't get them. Oh, let's get them because we're spoiled. We want the big fancy toy instead of maybe there's something like a rough diamond where we need to find him and build him up. That's not what we do at United.
Absolutely. Robert Sulbier says, if Enzo and Caicedo are gone, who's left for United in the summer? De Jong, Bellingham. Nordin, I put it to you. Like I said, man, you are going to be... This is why I said Chelsea have done this because A, they're not going to get Champions League football, barring an absolute second half season storm. And it could be possible. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not unlikely. But I'm not going to lie to you. For me, I don't... Bellingham's good, yeah, but I wanted Enzo Fernandez, man. And, we need a different type of profile player. What do you think, in terms of what it looks like for the summer? You know what I mean, Nordin? You know
what? The summer is too hard to think about, innit? Because there's so many connotations. If Man United get bought out, if there's an investment. We were saying, the brother was saying before about how much the Glazers were going to cost, whatever. Man United need $2 billion for the sporting project. Don't mix your way about it. The Glazers might want $4 to 5 billion, right? The club's worth $4 billion. Man United, the new owners need to spend $2 billion in a sporting project for the next 5 to 6 years. That's a new stadium for the women and the youth team. So, and also like money available and also getting in proper people that are good negotiators that can negotiate a deal. Look at what Man City do. Like Man City, they've went with one player that they spent a lot of money on. Look how much they got for Alvarez. Look how much they got. The 50 to 60 million is majority of their thing. But to me, that going back to Gravenberch, the biggest thing is that Ten Hag spoke to him apparently when he got the job at Man United, and he said, "Oh, I've already given my word to Bayern Munich." So the guy's got the guy's number, and to me, it's about him. If he pushes for this, if he says, "Listen," it makes sense. Why? The manager already worked with him. He doesn't have to get integrated into the system. He already understands the system. And he can put himself on the window and maybe go back. We'll develop him by playing him. So I don't know why Bayern Munich, like I said, we're not there. We're not in the Champions League. We're not their rival. Why can't we go and get him? Why can't the club push that? But apparently we don't even have the money to get a loan to pay wages. That's how much Man United are left to what they left. And in the summer, listen, the De Jong thing is I have to laugh, innit? I have to laugh. The De Jong thing for me, I don't ever want to be linked with De Jong ever again. I don't, because doing the Man United, because they're so bad at doing this, they literally held out the whole summer on one guy, and they were briefing journalists right, left, and it was almost every hour they were briefing the journalists. Neil Ashton has got everybody on the phone on a conference call. We can't spend money on anybody until we get Frankie de Jong. We can't spend anything. We don't know what the budget is. This is the budget. This 120 million is the budget, or 80 million is the budget. We can't move until we get Frankie de Jong. So Manchester United, and that's what I kept saying. That's why I was like, you know what? I want to see it. I want to see it. And I was like, okay, I want to give them a time. You know what I was like, Said? I was like, let's
yeah, of course.
And then we saw what happened. 1 minute, we're getting bullied by Rabiot's mum. Next minute, Anatovic is telling us no. Next minute, you know what I mean? Merta and Richard Arnold are in Barcelona twice. You know what I mean? Just in fancy restaurants. You know what I mean? It's like he's mad with Todd Bowley there as well. Like, it was all just a mad. So the idea of De Jong, I don't want De Jong ever coming anywhere near Man United, ever.
No,
I don't want. The guy, he said it. He said, I don't want to go. I'm settled. I bought a house here. My woman's happy. We're getting married. Lovely city to live. I don't blame him. Beautiful city to live, Barcelona. So, and the thing about Bellingham as well, I don't even want to get to it. I don't want to even get to it, because you know that saga. You know what it's going to be, in it. Drag out saga.
Yeah, I know. Like Sancho.
And then he goes to Real Madrid at the end.
Yeah.
At the end, exactly.
You know what? Most people ask me, why is it that we can't? Because we're not a normal football club. I keep coming back. Our CEO, the guy who's sitting next to Fergie in some of these away games, this donkey, literally said, "This is his word," and I'm not butchering the quote, but he basically said, this is what he told Simon Stone of the BBC. He said to Simon Stone of the BBC, "When Man United, we like the transfer speculations because it makes we have greater interactions in our social media. So the idea of Man United being a circus, they love it. They absolutely love it. Other than like a team like Liverpool, moving like ninjas, just bang, done deal, sorted. See you later. Like Chelsea, 2 days negotiating, bang, done deal.
Bang. Yeah, done deal.
Right. So for me, Bellingham, I don't even want. That's what I say to say. I said it to you, and I said it on the Straightjacket podcast before. I was like, let's get young guys, second contract, like Ranieri said, who then become the stars. I don't want to be stars. I don't want to be Galacticos, like the brother was saying before, because we always have to be linked with those people. And then the Glazers will sign Bellingham, and then nobody else, if they were to stay anyway. Or you know what I mean? They'll sign Bellingham like they did with Pogba, and then buy a couple of like mini Corollas and put it around him and go, why is he not shining?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Brian. Midfield now, you know what I mean? Obviously, Ten Hag is going to have to obviously just bite the bullet and go with what we've got. You know what I mean? Are you confident in that? The second half it's a lot of games, you know, man. I've been looking at the games, man. It's a madness, you know. It's an absolute madness. And then to be putting people there when, you know, they're not really what Ten Hag wants, or, you know what I mean? They've not been coping, have they? McTominay's and whatnot. How do you see that midfield now if we don't sign a player or don't?
The thing is, I think Fred is the only player that really fits the role in what Ten Hag wants. That he's capable on the ball. He can do. Sometimes he's good in passing, but with Fred depends on, because he chooses his days. I think it's a situation where we have to look inside the club now and see who can step up as to be that spare part. So it's probably going to be either Iqbal, because they don't want to loan him out right now, and it's just Fred. But the thing is with Fred, even last year when we saw on the Ragnick and he was playing a more advanced role, he was doing quite decent. Like, we can't lie, he was doing quite decent. The only problem is with us is that we don't have enough bodies, but I think the starting lineup still will be good, because I think Fred can add that quality to the team. It's gonna look a little bit different. I think Bruno has to drop a little bit more deeper, because the thing that he likes about Eriksen is he's got good range of passing, and Bruno has it sometimes. It's just his pass selection is not that great. But then I think they're going to swap roles a little bit, with Fred being more the expressive one and have to run into the channels. And I think Bruno's going to play a little bit deeper and then play the Eriksen type of role where, he has to start playing. Because even when we played against Reading, and with Bruno as well, because we've got 3 midfielders, he drops deep a lot to get the ball and then try to build up play. So I think Fred is going to be the solution there. And then, because we're not going to get anyone, I think Fred's going to be the solution.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is it, Aaron. Aaron, someone's asking, would Amrabat do for support instead of McTominay? But again, Amrabat, you know, even Onahi, you know, Aaron, Onahi went for 10 million.
Yeah, he went to Marseille.
I know he wants to stay in France. But brother, 10 million would have been nice.
I think
nice.
That was the right step for him, though. I think that was the right step for him to stay in France for maybe 2 or 3 more years. And if he puts in the same type of performances like he did in the World Cup, or like he did with Angers, I think that will be, then the time will be right for him to move. But yeah, we have to try and explore certain options, man. Certain options in midfield. But then again, does Ten Hag really want to do it? Because maybe in his head, we don't know, maybe in his head he's thinking, okay, Eriksen out for a few days, weeks maybe. My midfield is very, very, I've got only a few options in midfield. Maybe he's thinking, okay, I've got Mainoo and I've got Zidane. Maybe that's what he's thinking. We don't know. Maybe that's why we're not going for anyone. We don't know.
But Aaron, but this is it, Aaron. So Kobe Mainoo, I've been singing his praises, I'll tell you, for the past 2 years. He's 17 years old, right? 17 years old. And the biggest thing for me, when I look at Zidane Iqbal, he's not been included in this main squad. He's playing more on the 23s. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's been more playing integral in the way to play on the 23. So he's, from what I see, he's falling down in the pecking order.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because Manu's all of a sudden in the main squad. So it don't
maybe
make
because of that physicality that he wants. I don't know.
It don't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me in terms of what's going on. Has he told Kobe? Is the only thing I can make sense of it, and this is me speculating, is that has he said basically Zidane Iqbal needs the game, so go and play on the 23s, but this is how I want you to play, and that is watching his videos. Do you know what I mean? To get him,
maybe that's what ready. I think would happen.
You know what? To get him match ready, then he can bring him, give him to build rhythm. But there's Kessie. Like I said, Kessie sat on the bench, Aaron. Like, Brian, he sat on the bench.
But he's not good. He's not good. He's not good. I don't want. I know what you need, but he's not a good player. Same with Unahi. Same with Amrabat. These men are not good enough. They're not
a good player.
Nah, he's not good, man. I've seen him at Milan because my brother's a Milan fan, my co-host is a Milan fan. He's not good. He has a certain like what he brings is recoveries, and they try playing him as a number 10. I don't rate the players, to be honest.
He's not a number 10, Brian. He's not.
No, but they played him number 10 at Milan. They played him behind the strike.
Yeah, because that's Milan. But I'm telling you, this guy is at best more defensive player.
Yeah, I know.
More of a number 6 than a number 8.
I don't think he's good enough.
A number 8, number 6. For me, he's got I look at his attributes. So forget about Milan, whatever it was. Look at his attributes. Plays with intensity. Good on the ball. Yeah. Can make runs into the box. We saw him when he played against Man United. Remember that season in lockdown when we knocked them out? You know, like
he was quality. He was running the show. He was running the show.
Was their biggest threat, bro. Like literally picking the ball up from the defense, almost like playing 1-2. Then 1 minute he's at the edge of our area cracking shots. He is somebody I look at and think his attributes. When you look at certain players' attributes, I look at his physicality. I look at his strength. You know what? All of the things. He'd be perfect in the Premier League. I think Serie A is too slow for him. No word of a lie. He looked like the fastest and the strongest out of anybody in that Milan midfield, right? And that's why they played him more of as this hybrid number 10, which he's not a number 10. And I look at La Liga, it's too tiki-taka for him. It's too tiki-taka for him. He wants to bully people with his physicality.
But that's something that that's where United want to go to, though, like that type of football. So then does he fit? Then does he fit?
5 months loan. It's a 5 months loan.
Okay.
And if Casemiro was to get injured, we're done out here. Do you understand?
Yeah, no. That's what it's serious.
You know what? I said it. You know what?
Even a red card.
It's only because I've watched football. I've watched football a long time. Injuries are gonna come. Injuries don't happen. They don't happen in a training ground except for freak injuries. Majority of times, players will get injured because you're playing too much. Man United have got 7 games. 7 games, Saeed. 7 games, and every 3 days they're playing a game.
Yes, man.
Yeah. And that's not even including, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. Tite says maybe bring back Matic back. Listen, I watched him yesterday. You know what I mean? He Serie A was doing him nicely, man. Let him enjoy Serie A, man.
Yeah, man.
Aaron, I'm going to come to you with this one. It goes, do you guys think Erik ten Hag rates Mainoo more than Zidane? Listen, I think we kind of discussed that a little bit, didn't we? You know what I mean? In terms of but it's more physicality. It's more, I don't know, maybe he thinks he's got that PMP about him. I don't know.
I don't know if it's physicality, though. But wait, I'm going to let Aaron go. Sorry.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know. I don't think we've seen enough of both of them to say Ten Hag prefers this guy over this guy. I don't know. I don't think we've seen enough of them. I think we should wait.
It's about training, It's about training. He likes when people are training well.
Exactly, yeah. That's it. If you train well, then you'll play. That's what I think he's waiting on.
Yeah.
They're both technically gifted footballers. Kobe Mainoo is the guy who's going to develop to play. He'll play as a number 8. He'll even play as a number 10. But he's very comfortable at playing a number 6 as well. But Iqbal is more of a number 8 hybrid, attacking number 8 to number 10 kind of player. More technical, more up the pitch. You get more things out of him. Kobe Mainoo's the other way, really. He's more about the other way. So it's different. It's not about rating them. I think it's about development. It's about development. You can't just throw them in. I get frustrated like everybody else. I'm like, throw them in. Let's see it. Because I get frustrated with McFred.
Yeah.
And then Brad, you were talking about Fred before. What's Fred? The one from Brazil or the one from Stoke, bro? Which Fred are you talking about?
Especially when you over-rely on him.
You need to preference it when you say Fred from Stoke who can't pass 5 yards. Or Fred from Brazil that's scoring a cheeky back healers.
Yeah. You were going to say, Brian? Were you going to say something then?
Yeah, the thing is with Iqbal, is what I like about like players like him is he knows how to play out of like the physicality, because that, I don't know, it's a term that we use in Dutch as well, playing out of duel. That means you know when to play the pass before the man comes in, you know, like how to move into certain pockets. So I think he has that. I think with Mainoo, it's just that I think he's a level above him, and that's why Ten Hag is choosing him more, I think, personally. So I don't think it's an issue where Iqbal's is not physical enough, because even if we look at Eriksen, he's not really a physical type of player as well. And I saw something on Twitter lately, like he has like the least amount of challenges in the midfield, and that's not always what you need. Sometimes you just need players who are smart and know when to pick space. And I think Mainoo's just a little bit better than that. I think his quality of passing is a little bit better than that, which I like Iqbal, but it's just, I don't know what it is, because I don't know. I can't look into Ten Hag's head and see what he thinks, but I think it's just something where he's not doing something that Ten Hag is asking of him. Because I don't think the physicality is really a problem. Obviously, I know we play in the Premier League, but there would have been games this season where even the game against Reading, he could have played like 20 minutes because we're already winning 3-0. We were calm, we were comfortable, but he chooses to bring on Mainoo. So that's something that just he likes to choose. Yeah. But then the last thing, what I like about Ten Hag, because I remember a few months ago he took over the 23s games and he was coaching there, and he was talking about building a pathway into the first team. Maybe that's why, I don't know, because he says he wants players, but maybe that's why he said like, let's not maybe look for a midfielder because I want that pathway to be a bridge to the first team, and maybe that's why he's looking at Mainoo right now a little bit more. I believe he wants a bit more, but I think also he's looking at who do I have in the youth squad that can kick on. Because even if you look at Ajax, there was always few young players that were ready to make the step up. Even with Timber right now, De Ligt was years ago. Even Kenneth Taylor right now, who's playing a lot for Ajax, he came into that latter stages. So sometimes it's just in believing in what you have in midfield at the 23 squad.
Absolutely.
It's not even that. You know what? Do you guys remember after the Villa when we were away in Australia? After the Villa, one of the best press conferences, Erik ten Hag really explained what his plan is for Man United, and especially for the youngsters for Man United. He basically came out and said, "I've got a developmental plan, and you can't rush the plan. It's an absolute process, so you can't rush these guys in." He said, "I need players, guys who played season in, season out, who I can rely on." And he said it in that last interview, just there in that last interview before the Reading game. It was the one, that embargo section that came out on Saturday night, late night. Those of you who've not, go and check it out. Part 2. He basically said, if it's up to me, he said it's up to the club. He wants players, Saeed. Don't let us get it twisted. Don't get it into your head, guys, that this manager is begging this club to
I know he is.
Alone, to sort it alone. So for me, every time he talks about the youngsters, he basically says they have to earn it. The word he keeps saying is that they have to prove it to me in training that they want to get into it. Pelestri, people are asking about Pelestri. Well, he's done fantastic in training. He wants it. He wants the same with Garnacho. To me, it's developmental plan. Developmental plan. So in terms of where we get, as fans, we're emotional. And of course, we're reactionary. We're like, throw them in because we don't want to see the same. But in terms of Zidane Iqbal, I know the kid, innit? You know, his dad is my boy. Like, we grew up with his dad, right? The kid has got incredibly technical abilities. Like, when he makes it break, some of you guys are gonna be shocked. If everything goes to plan and Zidane Iqbal will get games within next season in the first team, I'm telling you guys, this kid is gonna sit a lot of people down in terms of acceleration, technical ability to get away from players, to make space, to even fight for the ball. He's got all of those different elements, and he wants it. The thing he wants it. He wants to prove it. And I think something must have happened because he wanted to go on loan. Remember, a couple of months ago, we were thinking that, he might go on loan. Maybe that's what I said. Maybe he's been played now in the under 23s as a main fixture. And now they're bringing.
So then ease him in. Yeah. I get what you mean.
They're bringing Mainoo to get used to the setup. So it's not just me. Most people think it's about just playing. No, it's about how you prepare. Because as a youth player, you're different. You're in a different mindset, different thing.
Of course.
How you prepare, how you travel, like staying in hotels, going away, all of these different things. You have to get used to the surroundings.
Yeah, go on, Brian.
Do you think then that Mainoo's going to disappear for a while then? Because I think we saw the same thing a little bit with, at the start of preseason, we saw Charlie Savage and Iqbal play a lot at the start of the season. And then they kind of disappeared where they went back to the 23 squad and developed. Is that maybe the same thing where Ten Hag lets people taste a little bit of what's to come, and then maybe just bring them out to see, okay, this is what you need, this is where you lack, and then build on? Because that's something that I might believe where Mainoo might disappear for a few months and everyone's going to be like, oh, maybe he fell out with the coach or he's not performing, but maybe it's just like you said, it's part of the plan.
Yeah. I think as well, it's 100%. Russ Mank says here, we need to drop from Europa to ease fixtures. I think Ten Hag will decide that when he feels, man. I'm just going to read a few comments from TalkSport. I think this might be from Alex Crook. At this moment, it seems there's no appetite to bring in a replacement in terms of outgoings. Eric Ten Hag has made it clear the board we need to keep the squad together. At this moment, I think I've read that one. They're still in full competition. We want to qualify for the Champions League, still in the FA Cup, and should be in the League Cup final, and got the Europa League around the corner against Barcelona. I think he carries on saying, it's an exciting time for Man United and the squad is stretched. I don't see anybody of significance leaving now at 11 p.m. tomorrow. So that's the situation right now in terms of the transfers. Big up to everybody who's locked in. 750 of you's in the chat. Please, guys, smash the like on the video. You know what I mean? It's bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do so. Support the channel. Make sure you guys are following Coolcast Brian from Coolcast. So make sure you follow Coolcast Sport on YouTube. Obviously, Aaron Sakai as well on YouTube as well. And obviously, United Real Therapy. You know what? What do you reckon, Aaron? Then is this it now? Basically, you know what I mean? Don, are you anticipating anything tomorrow? Can you see anything happening tomorrow, Aaron? Just by any wild imagination, can you see anything?
I'm gonna say no. I don't see anything happening. But like I said, you never know. Yeah, it would really surprise me, because if we really tried to sign someone, then we would have heard at least some rumors today or something going around on Twitter. Or, do you know what I mean? But nah, personally, I can't see anything happening.
I think Aaron can do a job for us. How about you, Aaron? Have you got your boobs, Aaron? What's the last?
I need to get rid of this belly, bro.
Aaron is knackered. Last time he played 5-a-side, he was knackered.
Bro, I couldn't last for 5 minutes, bro. It's fitness.
Goal scorer.
You know what, though?
Goal scorer.
At least you got more technique, and you're not gonna be hiding like McTominay.
Yeah.
But you can pass the ball 5 yards better than Fred.
I'm telling you, man.
But the way he uses
midfield.
What about
is
you, Brian? You a baller, Brian? Can you play?
That's what I'm saying, Brian.
I'm injured now, innit? I've got big knee injury. Obviously not like the real jokes. I really got knee injury, so I'm just recovering from that. But I actually play football in Belgium.
Any Belgian players, man? Any Belgian players? You know what I mean?
Belgian players? Nah, stay away from them, man. You don't need that. Stay away from the Belgian players.
Oh, listen, man. There is Belgian talent out there, man. Listen.
Nah, there's a few though, but I don't like. I think a name that you've seen at the World Cup, Bilal El Khanous. He's big, proper baller. Like if you got time, 10 minutes, just watch a highlight clip on don't know where. Just watch a game. He's 18 years old. He's sick, man. Like he's next up, and he might even make a move this season. So we'll see.
Speaking of Belgium, sorry, big shout. And I know he used to play for our rivals, but you've got to give props to what Kompany's doing at Burnley, bro.
Big up that.
He's gone there and he's completely changed their identity, their style of football. Like Burnley are playing tiki-taka football now. Who would have thought that 3 years ago? A club that we all know used to play long ball FC up top to Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes, chest it down to Dwight McNeil and try and score a goal. That was their style of play, bro. Nah,
Aaron, listen, I saw him 2 weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
In Manchester, yeah, in Charlton. I chatted to him. I was like, "How have you
He's got a restaurant there. He's got a restaurant there.
Yeah,
he's got a restaurant down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's got a restaurant.
So I saw him. I'm on the bike. Mine's coming out of his car. I had a chat with him. I said, "You play for the wrong club, man." Like I always tell every city in it. I told Pep, "You managed the wrong club." I told Fernandinho, his wife laughed at him when I said, "You play for the wrong club." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "You play for the wrong club, man." And I told Pep as well to his face. But Kompany's he's laughing. But I know him in it. One of my brethren's Benji. He's married to his daughter. The rest is history, innit? You know?
Oh, you got connections there, bro.
Yeah, man. I was with Benson last week when I was in Manchester, and even he spoke about like the details that he added to Burnley squad and even the players that he gets in it. Because I was asking like, why does he keep going to like the Belgian league for players? And it's just like because he was coach there for 2 years and he did the scouting. Like he knows who to get. They all fit into his system. He's always on the cheap buying it. So that's something that Ten Hag did also with the Dutch players that we was getting. Like you look into your own network and see who fits, and sometimes like
still next.
I think so. I think so as well because there's a lot of gems in Holland that people don't know about, and it's not really there's not a big competition, so nobody knows. So I think he can get the players for a smaller fee. The only problem is we're not Burnley, so as soon as Man United come knocking, is 50 million ups or nothing else in it. But yeah, even with company, like the things that he's doing at Burnley is amazing, and I'm happy to see that they made a rebound. But what I'm most happy about is that Burnley said when they sacked Sean Dyche, yeah, they said like we want to go for a different style, and they brought in a manager that brought in that style, and they backed him. And even when they relegate, I thought like they willingly said, let's just relegate, let's just build in championship, let's see what we can do there, and then we come up back to the Premier League as a decent or as a good footballing club. Then we're just known to win games 1-0 or 1-1, and then they win against City every year because I don't know how they've done it, and then I think they're doing it the right way. So big ups to Burnley, anyways.
You know what? Did any of you guys seen that clip where he goes proper Mancunian? Where it's in the dressing room, the game they lose. You don't effing know me. I'm not now. And he's either playing things like that, sitting there going, you're not seeing this side of me. You have not seen this side of me.
But that's Belgian people, they soak up accents. Like, look at Lukaku, bro. Yeah, that's crazy, dog. That's crazy, man. Y'all capping, man.
Isco signing for Union Berlin on a free transfer.
Oh, really?
Yo,
I would have took him,
Nah. Same. Yeah.
You reckon? Isco?
Yeah. Baller. We need flair sometimes, man. Like fair plays.
Listen, you don't lose that. You might lose the bit of the hunger, but you don't lose the imagine. That guy used to roll people like they're not there, glide past them, put passes in behind people. Honestly, it
depends, innit? I don't know, man. I don't know what his fitness levels are like, but at the same time, he flopped at Sevilla, man. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. People watched him at Sevilla, had no impact. Go on.
Listen, it's all going off in the Bundesliga, bro. I get why Union Berlin are trying to get someone like him, because I'll tell you what. Top of the league, Bayern Munich, 37 points. Second, Union Berlin, 36 points. Third, Leipzig, 35 points. Fourth, Dortmund, 34 points. Fifth, Freiburg, 34 points. Bro, anything's still possible in that league. It's not guaranteed that Bayern is not guaranteed.
More than any other time, I really want Union Berlin to win the league, and I'm going to Berlin for the celebrations. I'm there. I'm there.
That'll be a shout.
I'm going.
By the way, they won the Berlin derby against Hertha Berlin. They smashed them like 4-2 or something. Oh, they 2-0 or something.
If you know my
they're in the Europa League as well, aren't they? They're in the Europa League, Union Berlin.
Yeah, bro. Since they came up from the second Bundesliga and qualified for the Europa League straight away. Like that was crazy, bro. And
they finished second, I think.
Yeah, and the guy that now plays for Nottingham Forest, what's that guy's name? Awonyi. He used to play for them. They got him from there.
Yeah, they got it from there. Yeah. You know what? Speaking of the Bundesliga, listen, man, I was watching Serie A last night, and guys, Victor Osimhen. Listen, people, forget Harry Kane. Victor.
No. Can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm gonna hold you on this one. Victor Osimhen, he's the guy. I'm telling you, in the summer, forget Harry Kane, forget all that nonsense, man, where we have to negotiate with Daniel Levy and go and get Victor Osimhen, even though Napoli owner is even bad as well. But Victor Osimhen, bro, this guy is next level. And I don't know if you guys rate him. Brian, I don't know. What you say? Nah. What do you reckon?
Nah, I love Osimhen, innit? But Aaron should have told you the rules. There's only Harry Kane and nothing else. But now Osimhen is a very good striker. And the thing I like about him is he's got a certain packet. So he can go in behind. He has hold-up play. He's very aggressive. He's aggressive, but like he likes to go down with a small challenge. And the thing I like about him the most is the way he finishes. It's just like I'm blasting it in. Doesn't matter what angle. So I like him. I've seen him a lot of times this season with Napoli, and he's just a very good striker that is going to add something to the team. Personally, I just like Harry Kane in it. Just the way he plays. I think he will suit us like nicely, but I think with Osimhen, he's gonna add another dimension to the team in it. So Osimhen is. I'm not mad at that.
Brian, you
know what it is about Osimhen?
Me and you are gonna fall out big time. Harry slow ass Kane. Harry Simmer frame FC, mate. No chance. Listen, the guy's played so many times, so much time. And the way he's playing now, he plays as a number 10. So we're going to sack Bruno then. So we're going to get...
Well, he bags goals. That's the thing. And then Bruno can overlap again, and then he'll bang 20 again. So they'll both bang 20. That's the thing. They'll both bang 20 goals.
The only thing I'll say about Osimhen is 1, 2, 3. That's what it was, mate. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Nah, he's wavy.
That's what it was.
You know what it is.
And Jose, let me read this out. This is Jose, yeah. I had to tweet this out because Jose, I was like, literally, like.
You see what he did, by the way, yesterday? He told everyone to take a picture.
Yeah, this is what Jose said. Jose goes, "Oh, Osimhen, he's the same level as Drogba, but Didier didn't dive. If Victor changes this, okay, I'll buy him if I was a club with a lot of money. However, if he does go to England one day, he needs to change this because Italy, they put up with this sort of behavior." And then I just wrote this, right? This is what I wrote. Jose, lay off the pipe, because that's what, to me, somebody on crack speaks like. Didier Drogba was the biggest diver.
But he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it when his own team.
I know, crazy.
That season when we played, I was sitting main stand, pitch side. He does the biggest dive ever. I jump out of my sheet, jumping. Yeah, get off the pitch. You know what my guy did? I screamed at him and effing and blinded at him. My guy literally looked at me, winked, looked at me, opened the eyes and smiled.
Yeah. That's Didier Drogba was a drama, man.
He's on the floor. He's winking at me because I'm really close to the pitch in the north stand, and it was near the ball went for throwing. That's where he got fouled. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And that's the season when we got the 2 goals disallowed, and they went and scored the offside goal, and they won the league. That was the season with Ancelotti when they did the double.
Weston McKennie gone to Leeds.
You know what it is about Osimhen? Yeah, I had my doubts because I hadn't, and I have to be honest, I hadn't watched a full game of Napoli. I hadn't watched a full game of Osimhen in terms of how he moves and stuff. Yesterday was the first time this season I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and watch the Napoli game. Watch the game against Roma. Boy, this guy's a beast.
Serious.
I can't lie, man. Bro, he keeps defenders so busy, bro. He rattles them. He lets you know he's there. Like he not shying away from a challenge, like Brian said. And like Noden mentioned as well, the finish, bro. Chest, knee, bang. Do you know, you see me, yeah? I love the whole pretty stuff, but sometimes I just love when a striker does that. Do you know what I mean? No messing about, bro. Just 3 touches maximum in the box. He just blast it, bro. I love
Aaron to have the technical ability.
I think you froze.
No, your internet's going. Your internet's going, Noden.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Everybody
thought he's going to head that ball because he goes back to try to make the space. He's doing 3 touches in this amount of space between 2 defenders there as well. Yeah. 1 in front of him and 1 behind him. That is mad. To have where do you have the composure to do that and to have the technical ability to pull that off? To me, I've already said close to goal of the season competition in Serie A.
Yeah, absolutely.
You ain't going to be a better goal than that 1, 2, 3, mate.
He's going to win.
HK Music says here, Harry Kane, please no. Victor is good, but United do not play like Napoli. Rashford and Bruno are the main causes why. I think that Kvaratskhelia, by the way, this guy, him and Napoli, and Osimhen, bro, they're just like Son and Kane, man. The way they know each other, Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba. Telepathic. And that, by the way, that Kvaratskhelia, he will go for a lot of money. Like, he will go for serious money.
Yeah, serious money.
You know? Saeed, you know what, Saeed? I don't want to really damper your thing for getting Osimhen, but Real Madrid are watching. I'm just letting you know that. Real Madrid apparently had scouts in that stadium last night.
But do you reckon that he fits into the style though? Because he's technically good, but it's not Real Madrid level. I think Real Madrid is going to go for someone that's a bit more silkier.
Real Madrid need a goal scorers, mate. They need goal scorer. The injuries of Benzema is getting it, and it's only getting worse and worse. They're gonna get a striker. Who's the hottest striker in Europe at the moment?
Yep,
Osimhen.
Him.
Wow, Gattuso's left Valencia.
Yeah, Gattuso's. I've just seen it, and Weston McKennie signed for Leeds as well. That's a good deal. Actually.
Listen, Aaron, talk to me. I've not watched that guy. What kind of a player is? What kind of a player is he?
Weston McKennie.
Is he a wide guy? Is he a number 8?
He's an
He's
eight.
a bit of an all-rounder, isn't it? He doesn't really have a position. What I remember from him when he was at Schalke is he's just an all-rounder, man. He's being used a bit everywhere. Can be used in a 6, in an 8, in a 10. Sometimes he was deployed on the wing when Schalke had certain injuries, but yeah, he doesn't really have a position, to be honest. So I can't really tell you what his strongest position is. I can't tell you that.
You know who I rate more? It's Musa. I think that guy.
Yunus Musa.
Yeah.
I watched a bit of it. He's decent.
He's cold.
Yeah. But with Weston McKennie, he's more of a number 8, innit? He's more of a box-to-box side. But like Aaron says, because he's versatile, he can play in a lot of positions. A little bit like Milner when Liverpool, innit? But he's like the ball carrying type. But I don't know about him. Like I think he'll fit at least because Jesse March, American, he already got like a few American players, so he'll know what to do with him. But overall, he's an okay player, but nothing more. Like he's a 6 or 7 at most. Yeah,
Brian, could we have done with him now with the Eriksen injury?
We could. We could.
How come Man United couldn't get that loan then?
Because we don't look at players like that. That's the thing. Like we don't look at players like that.
Yeah, it has to be a commercial buy. Big up to HK Moose says that Kavicka pass for the goal. Rashford is not doing that.
Nah, he's hating on Rashford, man. Leave Rashford alone, man.
Yeah, listen, man. HK Music, man. You know what I mean? He's got beef and that.
I love HK Music, man.
I would take Sesko and Benzema in the summer. Keep Martial. Okay. I'm not sure Benzema's a team player anymore.
You know how I feel about it. I think Sesko is the future for me, for Man United. He fits everything. He fits everything for me.
I don't know.
I think with Sesko,
because of his ceiling. Because of his ceiling.
Yeah. I think with Sesko, for me personally, it's going to have to be another one like Osimhen. I need to sit down and watch a whole game and then judge because I haven't really seen.
I've watched him twice, Aaron.
I've seen highlights, but highlights are not enough for me. I need to see a full game in it. So
listen, I watched him against Liverpool. Yeah, in the pre.
Where does he play now?
It was the pre.
Salzburg, isn't it?
Is he Salzburg?
But he's going Leipzig. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me.
But there's sister clubs in it, so they're good.
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing. Like, I think he went Leipzig for like 40 to 60 million. So that means even if we want the game, it's going to be something like around 80 to 100.
It wasn't. I think it was something like 30 something. It wasn't that much.
Yeah, it was a lot though. But that's the thing where I just looked at Dortmund over the weekend, and even Adeyemi just looks good. So there's a lot of new age strikers that are doing well in certain competitions. I just like even when I said Kane, and I think about it, like he's a bit too old into where we need to go as a club, but like Adeyemi, maybe Sesko. I haven't seen enough of him, but Sesko, Adeyemi, maybe even Osimhen. Yeah, like, he played well. He played well, and he links up quite nicely as well. So I quite like him, to be honest.
Yeah, big up JGS. Assalamu alaikum, bro. Yeah, man. Salam. He goes, big up G. Title is ours. Obviously, JGS Arsenal fan. And this is a bit of exclusive news before we wrap up, man. Arsenal women have made a world record FIFA. Alessia Russo from Man United with no breakthrough in contract talks. Current deal ends this summer. That's massive, because she's one of our better players.
Yeah, she's doing well at Man United as well, man.
Man. Man United do that. If Man United, we're challenging for the league. This literally, Arsenal, Man, we're second in the table. Arsenal third, I think. If Man United sell Russo to Arsenal, we're done. The women's problem. Yeah,
no, they need to try and keep her, man. Russo's been, and even for England in the Euros, she's played well. Like she contributed massively to England winning the Euros. Nah, Man United can't let Russo go, man. I'm sorry.
But Aaron, it's not even that. Leon want her. And Leon were willing to make her the first £1 million woman player.
Wow. Lyon's different though. Like that's the biggest club in women football. So they come knocking. You're winning Champions Leagues, everything.
So she goes anywhere. I'd rather her go into the top team in world football. Than going to Arsenal.
Yeah, she can't go Arsenal. Man. Sorry.
Before we wrap up, Aaron, someone wanted to ask you about Kola Moan. He's doing well, man. Listen, his involvement for Frankfurt.
He's gassed.
You see this? I watched the Bayern game, innit, bro. You see this guy. Obviously, we all watched him when he played for France. Yeah, he's got something. The kid has got something, but we need to be careful. He needs to stay in Germany for at least 2 more years and develop. Right now, he's at a good club. He's at Frankfurt. He's playing Champions League football. I can't remember who Frankfurt played in the knockout round. People in the comments will probably know. He's playing good football. His performance against Bayern was a good one. So he needs to stay in Germany for at least 2 more years, develop, and then try and make a move. Because right now it'd be too early. But he's got something. The kid is good. The technique is there. The finishing is there. The composure in front of goal.
Running the channels.
He can play. I wouldn't say play him out wide, but he can if needed. Yeah. So yeah, he's got something. This kid, he's got
work rate as well.
Yeah,
he's got work rate as well.
Absolutely.
Even when I look at him, like he looks a bit like old school Kane Jammy. Like how can you get through certain situations and even with France at the World Cup? Yeah,
for that goal as well. Intensity. You know what I like about him? I love a player that plays with intensity. He don't get bullied off the ball. He don't fall in. He's not falling to the ground. He's literally getting the ball, playing it. You know what I mean? It looks like he knows he's been coached. You know, when
and the thing is, coached. And the thing is, when you see him, he's like that, and you think, I can get him off the ball. Nah, he's got the strength. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
When you explain to people, there's a difference between being bulky and having like ball strength. Ball strength.
Yeah. That's Osimhen, and that's what Osimhen is. Big up to Smoker says that Georgino Rutter for Leeds is going to do bits as well. He's like Osimhen the way he plays. He just is a manager that's going to start him every game. I am watching him as well.
Twice.
Yeah, we're playing him twice, so we'll definitely know about him. But listen, people, we're going to wrap it up here. Please smash the like on the video, guys. There's still over 700 of you in the chat. Shout out to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the video. Go check out Boohoo Man. Go and get 40% off. Use the code Saeed or go on the QR code that's next to Brian there. Scan that and then go and get 40% off. Brian, big up to you, man. Cool, Cass. You're in the studio right now. Are you recording anything or you just?
I recorded around 12. We had an interview with a player that's going to New York Red Bulls. So spoke about him. Ooh, and then, so I'll say his name, Dante Van Zer. I think he played in the Europa League with Union Saint-Gilloise. And he's going to America right now to the MLS in a few weeks. So that's done deal. So we spoke to him and then just chilling about in the studio, recording stuff.
Absolutely, man.
Check them out. How many languages are you recording?
No, so we have basically two podcasts. One's in French, one's in Dutch. I do sometimes when we have English players, I'll do the English interviews. And then we have people here that can do the French interviews. Aaron's been there as well, so we have people that like just multilingual, can speak multiple language, so that helps us.
Yeah, definitely.
The multilingual gang, mate. Multilingual gang.
Aaron is a king, though. Aaron's a king.
Aaron's clear, man. Aaron's like, listen.
I'm not lying to you. Aaron, new owners come. Listen, I'm going to send the CV on behalf of Aaron to Man United because I'm telling you, there ain't no better player liaison guy than anybody. I'm telling you, he would be.
You know what? I'm gonna give an exclusive here. Yeah. So a year ago, I'm gonna make this quick, because I know you need to go, Saeed. So I applied for the player liaison role at Man United. Yeah. They put me through the interview stages. I got through the first stage, got to the second stage, and then they decided to go for someone else who got more experience but doesn't speak many languages. Same thing happened at Man City as well. Did the thing with Man City, went through to the second stage, and they decided to go for someone who had just graduated, which in my opinion was a bit harsh, because I was like, yo, where else are you going to find someone that speaks 5 languages? You know what I mean? But you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? But
now one day.
Yeah, I'm gonna apologize on my behalf. They've seen you hanging. They've checked your name, done a good YouTube search, seen you ranking about David. You were never gonna get the job, Aaron.
Lauren is out here.
You were never gonna get the job, mate.
Yo. Nah, big up, man. Big up. Make sure you follow Aaron Sakaya on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, also TikTok as well. He's doing bits over there. And obviously, as well, United Real Therapy. We're going to go live as well after this to talk about a bit about Ericsson as well. And guys, make sure you follow me, Saeed TV. Go check me out. Go check out the video I did today as well. The link is in the pinned chat. If anyone can put the comment on the page, let me know. And yeah, man, guys, I'll see you soon, man. It's going to be a good one, man. We're going to be back again tomorrow. Let's see who we get, man. You never know, people. You never know. You just never know. Peace.